And we are live. What is up, everybody? I actually just posted a video doing a review of this game, but I quickly wanted to come on here and get a live stream to talk about some of the stuff that I didn't get to discuss in that video. And then, obviously in the chat, most of you guys inform me on stuff that I missed in the game. So we're going to be talking about that. Some Cade Cunningham, some Marvin Bagley. Then also we're going to take a look at my community tab to see some of the stuff that you guys were talking about with Jeremy Grant. Let me pull it up. Well, first we'll talk about the stats and everything. Let's see what y'all was saying in the chat though. This was during the game while it was going on. It says from Vance Terry, I'm starting to believe Casey is getting paid off by the league to ignore all of the bad officiating. Excuse me. Why he has never been ejected for arguing any of the terrible calls we receive every game. Yeah, you're not lying about that. Especially this game in particular. Just the play, especially with Diallo, where he like bumped into the referee. It was like he carried his momentum, like he jumped in the air, he fell to the ground, and then he like stumbled over and accidentally, pushed the referee, and then they threw Diallo out of the game. And then Isaiah Stewart, he got a tech as well because he got into that like pushing match with what's it called, Marcus Smart. And then just throughout the rest of this game, just way too many ticky tack fouls. I felt like that was something in the fourth quarter that stopped us as well. The refs really did kill the momentum in this game. And I'm typically not a guy who ever complains about the referees, but in this game in particular, just way too many calls. It slowed down the Pistons' momentum. It helped out the Boston Celtics because those guys caught fire in the fourth quarter. And, I just really didn't like the officiating in this game. So I do agree with you. I would love for Dwayne Casey to, get more into those guys and argue with them because, he is a former coach of the year. I'm sure they do respect him and they probably will be willing to listen to him. So I wish that Casey would get more involved, with the referees when they have bad officiating games like this. I'm starting to believe that we don't practice well or really at all. No good set plays, same stagnant offense with guys standing, bad efficiency. Yeah, especially in that fourth quarter, it was just the Cade Cunningham show. He was the only guy who really gave us anything on the offensive end of the floor. Everybody else just stood in the corner or stood on the side and just, watch Cade Cunningham do his thing. So I definitely agree with you. We need more ball movement out there. Casey, not part of the future, and he holds Cade and team back. No growth. Is Cade our point guard or shooting guard? Quit switching. Let him run and control the offense without Corey Joseph next to him. Play a real shooting guard with him. So you said your question is Cade the point guard or the shooting guard? I feel like, right now, especially with Killian Hayes being on the bench, if you're going to have him there, you might as well let Cade, be the true point guard and have Corey Joseph be the shooting guard or, bring Diallo into the starting lineup, whatever you want to do. But, since Killian Hayes isn't starting right now, you might as well let Cade Cunningham run the show. So for me right now, I would prefer him to play the point guard position. And then you said get a real shooting guard next to him. I mean, the only other option we would have right now would be Hamidou Diallo. But then again, if you take Diallo from off the bench, you kind of, take a lot of the energy and production that he provides from the bench mob. And then you have Kelly Olynyk, who isn't really performing right now. Killian Hayes, he isn't a scorer at this current moment in time off the bench. So if you take Diallo off the bench and you put Corey Joseph there, you won't really have any production from your bench. So it's a really touchy situation. But Dwayne Casey, he's the coach of this Pistons team, not me. He needs to find a way to get these guys right. My guy Joe, I never get to catch you live. What's up, my man? 313 Core. Oh, 313 Core. I don't know why I said it like that. Cade is my rookie of the year. Well, right now it's Evan Mobley for me. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of running away with it at this current point in time because of Cade, what's it called? He had a few, like right before the All-Star break, he wasn't really playing that well. But let's look at the stats quickly. Saddiq Bey had 13 points and 7 rebounds. Saddiq Bey, he had a quiet night, and I'm kind of surprised that he had 13 points. Jeremy Grant, 11 points, did not like his performance at all. He just chucked up shot after shot after shot. He was not looking to pass the ball to anyone, so I didn't like his performance. Isaiah Stewart, 10 rebounds against Robert Williams. That's a good thing. Corey Joseph, he had a lot of threes in the corner for us. That's a good thing for him as well. Cade Cunningham, he had an efficient night. He led the show a lot of scoring from him. He didn't really miss too many shots. I wish they showed on the screen what was his field goal percentage, but for most of the game, he didn't really miss shots, and especially in that third quarter, he led the team. Rodney Magruder, 5 points. He came in, I think he had 1 3-pointer, but after that, he was quiet for most of the game. Marvin Bagley, he had to get checked out because of some phantom injury or whatever. I hope there's nothing too serious with Marvin Bagley, but 14 points and 4 rebounds in 18 minutes. That's pretty solid. Killian Hayes, he didn't do anything for me tonight, honestly. He had that one really cool play where he crossed the dude over and then passed the ball. And I think Magruder was the one who hit the three or someone else, I forget. But he had one good play tonight, and outside of that, he didn't really flash off of my screen offensively or defensively. In that last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was tipping passes, getting steals everywhere. But this game, not really much there. And then Kelly Olynyk, he's giving us nothing right now. And then Hamidou Diallo, as I said, he got ejected in this game for accidentally bumping into the referee. Casey is trash. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you, bro. I mean, I don't think he's trash, but I don't think he's the necessarily the right guy to lead this Pistons team in the future. But there's no getting rid of Dwayne Casey right now. I don't see Troy Weaver firing him anytime soon. So, I'm not going to typically complain too much about Casey. I hope Bagley is not out for too long. That hurt us a lot in the fourth, losing him. Yeah, definitely. Him and Cade Cunningham, they really developed a chemistry with these lobs and pick and roll plays. Especially, you guys remember that play in Boston where Cade threw in the lob and then he dunked on, who was it, Grant Williams or somebody like that? I forget, but he dunked on a Boston player. I can actually pull that up here in a few seconds. But yeah, losing Marvin Bagley, the way he scores out of the post, losing him with the way that Kelly Olynyk's playing right now, our bench just does not provide enough scoring for us. That where you draft Jaden Ivey. Oh, talking about the Pistons needing a shooting guard. I mean, yeah, we could do that, or we could just keep Hamidou Diallo and decide to go for another big man if they don't, necessarily believe in Marvin Bagley. What's up, big dog? My guy, you be in a lot of streams, bro. I really appreciate your support, man. Bay is underrated, man. I do like Sadiq Bey. I'm a big fan of his, but right now with the way that the Pistons are currently running him in this offense, he isn't really getting many touches and a quiet 13 points, I would say. I'm really shocked that he had that many to end the game. This is the reason I want Grant gone. Same with Olynyk. Actually, since you mentioned that, let me pull it up right now. YouTube. Let's go to my community tab so I could show y'all something that was sent to me. Oh, there I go right there. Community. Okay, here we go. And then back up a little bit. It says Jeremy Grant, ladies and gentlemen. And then it's a play where you have Corey Joseph wide open and then Sadiq Bey. Well, they're not really wide open because I feel like Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown can run over here and get the steal. But the point with this whole, joke or meme or whatever you want to call this, the point of me showing this is that, this is the type of thing that we typically get with Grant. He'll see a guy wide open right here, but he'll decide to go one-on-one with this dude and try to shoot it and score over him. Or even if it's two guys on Jeremy Grant, he will still most likely try to shoot it before he even thinks about passing it to an open guy like Corey Joseph or even Sadiq Bey, who again in that play, I don't think that would have been a right decision. But yeah, with the way that Jeremy Grant is playing right now, he's definitely holding back Sadiq Bey, and Bey just right now isn't really getting involved in the offense because of him, which is unfortunate. We suck. We don't really. I mean, obviously our record is terrible, but with the way that the Pistons have been playing recently in these past few games, what are we 2-1? We're 1-1 since the All-Star break technically, but ever since we got Marvin Bagley, the Pistons have been performing a lot better. So I disagree with you saying we suck. Our record is terrible, but we've been playing better, man. We don't suck, but we just underage, so they don't understand the game yet. Yeah, that's another factor that goes into it. And then also, we've never had our full team, it feels like, this whole season. Right now, Frank Jackson is out of the lineup, which is unfortunate. And, health has been a big problem. And, speaking of Kelly Olynyk, one of the reasons why he's struggling right now is because he was injured for most of the season and he's really rusty right now. So, health and then the addition of our age, being young right now, is just all those things are factoring into why the Pistons are playing poorly right now. Kelly Olynyk is nasty. Okay, speaking of nasty, did y'all see that play of Mason Plumlee? I can actually put it up here. Mason Plumlee. Ankle breaker. Did you guys see this play last night? They posted this everywhere on social media. Uh, skip at. Let me show y'all this play real quick. Speaking about nasty, okay. Let me slow it down for y'all. Quality. I mean not quality. What the heck am I doing? Speed. Let me slow it down for y'all. Okay. So this is Mason Plumlee right here. LaMelo Ball, he's not gonna get it. Let me go right here. And then slow motion. Man. Okay. Look at this. Oh, just a nasty play. Former Detroit Piston. Mason, he actually did that a few times when he was here in Detroit. Shout out to him, man. And then he's gonna dunk it right here. Scotty Barnes, he isn't even gonna jump. Wait, is he? He did kind of jump, but not that much. And then he slams it home. Look at the Raptors fan over there on the sidelines. Yeah. Dang, they were getting blown out at that point in the game. But speaking of nasty, that was a crazy play that I saw by Mason Plumlee, former Detroit Piston. Do you think if Bagley works out, it will change the scope of our draft picks? That's a good question. I don't know, man, because even if Bagley does succeed and work out, if let's say, for example, the Pistons are in love with Chet and they believe that he has the potential to be a really good player in the NBA, there's still a big possibility, to help out Isaiah Stewart even more. You could still pick up someone like Chet in the draft and have Chet, Isaiah Stewart, and then Marvin Bagley, have one of them play the 4 or the 5 position and run with that lineup for the rest of the season next year. Looking at a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, what they got going on right now with, Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, it never hurts to have too many bigs on your team. And definitely, with this Pistons team right now, we have an overload at the guard position. So, in the draft, if they decide to still go with the big man position and help out Isaiah Stewart, I wouldn't be shocked or mad at that at all. Cade is our only future guy. I disagree there. I believe Cade is a future guy. Let me think. Sadiq Bey, he's definitely a future guy. Isaiah Stewart, and then Killian Hayes, he's on like the what do you say? Like the bubble, I guess. Him and Isaiah Stewart, I guess. Both of them I would say are on the bubble. And then everyone else, their future on this Pistons team is unknown at this current point in time. Maybe Diallo, you could even put him on the bubble if you want to. But did Cade really play 17 minutes a minute today? Let's check. How many minutes did Cade have? Cade Cunningham had 27 minutes. So you must have misread the stat when you saw it. It was 27 minutes, not 17. Olynyk can't catch the dang ball. That is true, man. He does have butterfingers out there. It's a lot of plays where we'll give it to him and then he'll just turn it over immediately. And it's unfortunate because Kelly Olynyk, he is a good player, especially off the bench. He can provide a lot of scoring for the Pistons team, but as of right now, he's just not it, man. He's not it. Diallo, Bagley, and Hayes are solid role players off the bench. Forward, the bench is just fine. We need 3 starters. I mean, yeah, for most of the time, in that last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the bench did come through for us. But if we're talking about in tonight's game specifically, the bench was the reason why I felt like we lost it. Still need another big, regardless if we keep Bagley. Yeah, especially thinking about Isaiah Stewart, they could either pick one up at the draft or in free agency if they want to spend some of the $30 million, well, $31 million to be specific. If they want to spend that money to go get another bid, they could do that as well. Cade's cousin going to train Hayes. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Cade Cunningham, his cousin, his personal trainer, Ashton Bennings, he posted that he wants to work with Killian Hayes in the offseason. So that's something that I'm actually looking forward to. The fit between Cade and Killian is too good to give up on it early in their careers. I personally would like to see this through. I'm with you. I'm definitely a guy who's pro keeping Killian Hayes at this current point in time. Respect Mason. But actually, let me pick up. I said pick up. Let me pull up YouTube again. And let's go to my recent video that I posted to see what people are saying in the comments about this game, if they've commented at all. Let's see. I totally missed this one. Okay, he missed the game. The bad news. Okay, so not that many comments right now. It is only, I think I posted this like 20, 30 minutes ago. So I guess we got to wait to get more comments on there. But It's the coach scheme and
ESPN
his
Plus
use
is now
of
the
our
exclusive
point
home
guards
of
not getting
PGA
the
Tour Live.
ball
That
in their
means
spots
35 tournaments
where
a year
they'll
with more
get the
hours of
most efficient
coverage than
shots.
anywhere
These
else.
guys have
We'll
more
have 4
skill, but
unique
have to
live
play
feeds every
under
day
Casey's
of
rules. That
every
is true,
tournament.
man.
So sign
Definitely.
up for
And then another point
ESPN
that I'll
Plus
even
now.
add on to
You'll
that,
get PGA
you know,
Tour
when guys
Live
get
and
into
everything
rhythms,
else
you
that
know, outside of
ESPN
Cade
Plus
Cunningham,
has to
it
offer.
feels like if it's
Sign
Sadiq
up
Bey
today.
or if it's Killian Hayes sometimes, well, no, he'll give the green light to Sadiq Bey most of the time, but when it comes to Killian Hayes or Hamidou Diallo, it feels like sometimes he just holds them back and just doesn't let them go, you know, full force once they get going, you know. Killian is the least aggressive player in the league, and that's not, excuse me, an exaggeration. He is only 20 years old right now, so hopefully he will get better with that in time. Grant has to go. He doesn't fit. I mean, they decided to keep him at the trade deadline. And from everything that Troy Weaver has said in like interviews and, you know, media days, it doesn't appear that my thing is in slow motion. It doesn't appear that they'll get rid of him anytime soon. Let's pull it up though. Troy Weaver, bam. Where's the one? He had a recent media day. 6 months, 6 months. Dang. I wish the recent one would pop up. But wait, actually, if I go here, I might find it. Bam. Troy. Because Troy spoke about that recently. Marvin. No, they only posted the Marvin Bagley one. Dang. But the point that I was trying to make is that Troy, he spoke on Grant and, you know, keeping him. And from everything that he said, it appears at this current point in time, he doesn't have any plans to move him anytime soon. I still want Ben Simmons besides the drama. I mean, yeah, if we could just magically, you know, wipe away all the drama from Ben Simmons, I would love to. Well, even, I don't know, bro. Even if we took away all the drama, I don't necessarily think he would really fit that well with Cade Cunningham because of his lack of shooting right now. You know, that's one of the reasons why Cade and Killian hasn't necessarily played to the highest level that they could. Because at this current point in time, you know, Killian as a shooter isn't the greatest right now. So if you ask someone like Ben Simmons on this team, that's just like a hole on your offense. Just, you know, the defense, there's kind of going to be 4-on-5 basketball where, you know, you could just sit back inside the paint and let Ben Simmons shoot all day because you know that if he shoots, he's going to miss it. But even most of the time, he's not even going to attempt, you know, 3-point shots. So Ben Simmons, he's a great player defensively. I mean, one of the best in the league in terms of scoring inside and fast breaks. He runs past guys and uses his body inside to score layups. So he is a great player, a really great player. But for this Pistons team specifically to work with Cade Cunningham, I don't really think so, man, because, you know, if Ben was to come here, I don't think we would ever really see Cade blossom into the player that we all think he could be, which is, you know, a top 10, top 5 player in the NBA. What's up, Aiden? So if we are forced to take Jaden Ivey this draft, you still want us to keep Killian. Okay, so if we were to take Ivey in this draft, if you guys don't know who he is, Ivey, he's a shooting guard. He's not really a point guard. He's a great shooter. He drives inside a lot. He's very aggressive. If we were to take him, Killian Hayes, I don't want to say he would be on the hot seat, but he would definitely be relegated to the bench. I wouldn't like because at this current point in time, there's still a potential that Killian could get put back into the starting lineup over Corey Joseph. But if we were to add Ivey to this team, I would not see Killian ever get any starting minutes after that. You would have Cade and Ivey, you know, being the 1-2 punch in the starting lineup. So, you know, at the bare minimum, if we were to add Ivey, I think Killian will be relegated to the bench for the rest of his career. And then outside of that, you know, it would make Killian more expendable in terms of if we ever wanted to move off of him. Cade would have to play second fiddle to Jordan Usher. Okay. We'd be fine, y'all. Corey Joseph has a team option, I think. Do you think he is 100% gone, or will Weaver keep him another year since Olenek and Casey got a love triangle? Let's pull that up, actually, since you brought up his contract. Corey Joseph. And if you guys wondering why I'm typing so slow right now, I got a Band-Aid on my finger. That's why. But let's see if it let's see. Okay, so Corey Joseph, his contract will expire after the end of the 2022-2023 season. And he does have a player option. Okay, so he does have a player option. You guys can see it right over here in the green. That's what this green thing means right here. I'm getting paid $5 million. So wait, wait? My thing just okay. It is there. But yeah, you said or will Weaver keep him another year? So yeah, Corey Joseph, he will most likely accept the $5 million and stay on this Pistons team after the season is over. Should we fire Casey? Well, the first thing is it doesn't really matter what my opinion is on it because I don't see him getting fired anytime soon. But even if it was the option to fire Dwayne Casey, I feel like right now isn't the time, especially with Killian Hayes being Cade Cunningham being a rookie right now, Killian Hayes in the second year of his NBA career. Right now wouldn't necessarily be a great time to do it. If we were to fire Casey, I feel like give him like 1-2 playoff runs with this Pistons team to see what he can do then, and then after that, if he can't get us over the hump, you could kind of pull the Golden State Warriors where you look at their team, they had Mark Jackson, and then it didn't really work out there. He couldn't put them over the hump, and then they brought in Steve Kerr, and then Steve Kerr led the Golden State Warriors to an NBA championship. That may be a similar situation with Dwayne Casey. He may lead the Pistons to a playoff spot, but he may eventually end up getting replaced by another guy. Pressure on next season for Casey and Weaver. If you drafting and adding free agents right, you should be a playoff type of a team in the third year of a rebuild like Atlanta, Cleveland, and Charlotte. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I actually plan on making a video about that topic. If we go 3 straight years where in year 1 Pistons were terrible, year 2 Pistons were terrible. If we go into year 3 and we have no improvement and we can't get even 30 wins next year, then that's when I'm kind of gonna, raise my eyebrow a little bit and be like, what's going on here? I'm all about being patient with this Pistons team, and I'm willing to give these guys time. But if we go 3 straight years and we can't even get 30 wins, that's when I'm gonna start, really kind of get concerned with the Pistons, because Atlanta, I think in year 3, that's when they made it to the conference finals. I think, if I'm remembering correctly. I really hope we get Ivey. Well, since you said that, let me pull up my phone really quickly and show you guys something about Ivey. I mean, not Ivey. It deals with the NBA draft and Chet Holmgren. Here we go. This is by ESPN. There it says that the number 1 projected guy is Chet Holmgren, and he would get drafted by the Detroit Pistons at number 1. So there you go, my guy. My picks are Jabari, Chet, Davis, Ivey, Banchero. Is that like? Are you saying that's your number 1 guy, your number 2, like? Are you saying it's like that? Player option. My bad. Watch Casey still put Killian in the starting lineup if we do draft Ivey. No, if we draft the Ivey, I think that it would be Cade at the 1 and Ivey at the 2. I wish we still have Josh. Josh Jackson, he's an okay player. He's a Detroit guy. I have a lot of love for Josh Jackson, but I'm the fact that we got Marvin Bagley in return for Josh and Trey Lyles, I'm still happy with that move. So I wish him the best of luck on the Sacramento Kings, but I'm happy that we have our guy here in Marvin Bagley. This offseason is going to be big for Killian. Yeah, he's going to be 21 years old heading into next season. It's going to be the 3rd year of his career. This season so far, he hasn't had a major injury. He's had a few injuries where he's had to miss like 5 games, and then he had to miss a little bit of time due to health and safety protocol. But this season, for the most part, he's been healthy. And then heading into year 3, Killian Hayes, he definitely needs to improve, at least offensively. We know what he can provide in terms of playmaking. He can rebound the basketball effectively using his size, being 6'5", but for a point guard at least. But in terms of offensively, we definitely need to see, some more improvement out of him, especially in year 3. Cade should be developed to be more comparable to Spurs Murray. It's funny that you say that because I have something else for a Cade Cunningham comparison for you guys. It's by ESPN, I think, as well. Let me see. Cade, where is it at? Here you guys go. It says, is it by ESPN? Yeah, it is by ESPN. It says, Cade Cunningham, best case all-star comp So best case scenario, his all-star comparison is Luka Doncic. That's what it says right there by ESPN. And then pre-draft, I also me personally, I compare Cade Cunningham to a little bit of Paul George, a little bit of Devin Booker, and also Luka Doncic. I felt like he had like all three of those guys into his game. Casey is old as heck. He'd likely move into the front office. I agree. We got to see what he does next year. Are you talking about like a Brad Stevens type thing? Because if you guys forgot, Brad Stevens, he was the head coach of the Boston Celtics, and then it didn't really work out there. And the Celtics, they didn't want to get rid of him because he's a great basketball mind. They decided to put him in the front office and have him manage more things. And you saying that might be a thing that they do with Dwayne Casey. And you say he's old as heck. Let's actually, because I don't know how old he is. Let's see. Dwayne Casey. Let's see. So he's 64 years old right now, which is, for a head coach in the NBA, you would kind of want a guy, in that 40, 50 range, or even how many 30 years old are in the NBA, I wonder. Well, even if I type that in, it probably wouldn't be like a list that I could find. But let me just think of Steve Kerr. How old is he right now? Let's see. Steve Kerr, he's 56 years old. So somewhere around like that 40 to 50 range, that's where I prefer a head coach to, have his age at, because, some guys, especially when they're older, they get kind of stuck in their old ways when it comes to coaching in basketball. And, especially when it comes to Casey, he has this thing where he prefers to put veterans over younger players. He doesn't really have too much trust in a lot of younger guys. So it's definitely, one of those things that comes with an older head coach in the NBA. Jaden is the truth. For real, bro. Ja Morant 2.0. Well, I would say that he's Ja Morant 1.0. Those guys, they're very similar in a lot of ways, the way that they square the basketball and operate on offense, especially in the fast break as well. They're very similar, but Ja Morant was on a whole other level, in my personal opinion. I feel like Ivey, he's good, but he's like a tier below someone like Ja Morant. Casey is better at helping a team build, but he cannot lead a team to the promised land. His playbook is too simple. Jerome Allen will be our coach after next year. Yeah, thinking about what he did in Toronto as well. He led them to, the second round, the third round, but they can never really get over the hump of, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that might be another, similar situation here in Detroit. Casey, he may be here. He'll get us to the playoffs. We'll make it to the second round, third round. But if he doesn't push us over the hump, that's when Troy might decide to pull the trigger and bring someone else in here, like the Golden State Warriors did with Steve Kerr. You said in order? Oh, talking about the list of the draft picks that you like. Should we start Bagley now? Just tuned in, so if you haven't already addressed it. No, I didn't address it yet. Should we start Marvin Bagley right now? No, I would say that I like the way that he's currently being used on the bench. He gets to play with Killian Hayes, and Killian, he's a pass first guy, and he tends, when it's in a pick and roll situation, he tends to give Bagley the ball most of the time, which is good for him. And then when he gets to play with Cade Cunningham, Cade throws him a lot of lobs. So I like the, mix that we have right now of sometimes he'll get to play with Killian, sometimes he'll get to play with Cade. I like the way that he's currently being used. No, we can't start Bagley because of contract extension reasons. Yeah, apparently, if we were to start Marvin Bagley, he's supposed to get paid like a lot more money. I haven't really looked too much into that situation, but I always see it in the comment section below when we talk about should we start Marvin Bagley. They always mention that we'll have to pay him more money if we decide to put him in the starting lineup. I see you letting your hair grow out now. Yeah, I had the waves a while ago, but I got tired of it and I just picked it out one day and wanted a little a mini afro. What top 3 prospects fit the team? If we're talking about top of the draft, who best fits these guys? Let me think. I think Jabari might be number 1 in terms of fit, because him and Cade, I feel like those two guys together will be really good. And then after that, Chet, I know a lot of Pistons fans don't really like him because of his, his slim frame, but Chet, excuse me, I feel like he could really fit with this Pistons team. We really need another big man. And I know he's small right now, but I really do believe he could be effective with our team. So I would say Jabari, then Chet, and then probably Between Paolo and Ivy, I would probably say Paolo is number 3, and that's in terms of the best fits for this Pistons team at the draft. I want Killian Hayes to develop to a similar player like Marcus Smart. I mean, he may end up being that in the future if we were to decide to go with Ivy in the draft, if he, stayed on the bench. Killian can be our Murray, maybe not as much scoring, but defense and playmaking, I see it. Yeah, DeJounte Murray, if you guys don't know, he's an absolute killer, man. Anytime I ever watch a game with the San Antonio Spurs, I mean, Murray, he'll go out there, he'll get like 25 points, 12 assists or 12 rebounds, something like that. Like, he always gets near a triple-double every single time I see him play. And defensively, he's getting steal after steal after steal. He's tipping passes. He's getting in passing lanes. And then offensively, he's a beast, man. I really do love, watching DeJounte Murray of the San Antonio Spurs play basketball. I think the Pistons should have one player that does most of the scoring per quarter, and they will be better. Right now, I mean, that's supposed to be, in the starting lineup, Cade is supposed to do most of the scoring, and then a little bit of help from Grant and Bay. And then off the bench, we're supposed to have Kelly Olynyk, who's, missing in action right now. He's supposed to be like our leading scorer guy. And then after that, it's supposed to be Hamidou Diallo. That's how it's supposed to go. But with the current way that these guys are playing right now, Bay, we know that he's not really getting that many touches because of Grant. And then Grant just chucks up shots whenever he wants to. And then off the bench, as I said, I don't know what's going on with Kelly Olynyk right now. He's very rusty. I just, we're going to have to wait until he gets back into form, unfortunately. What do I think of Paolo? Oh, what do you think of Paolo? And what's my top 4 ranked prospects? I already made multiple videos on these guys, but if I were to do a mini ranking right now, I would probably say that Paolo number 1. This is tough. I would say Paolo number 1. I've really fallen in love with Chet recently. He's my number 2 guy. Jabari number 3. Ivy number 4. But Duren is, I like Jalen Duren too. I really do like Duren. And then Hardy. There's a lot of prospects that I like, but if you were to ask for my ranking, I would probably say that Paolo's number 1. I've fallen in love with Chet. He's my number 2. Jabari number 3. And then Ivy number 4. Cade deserves respect, man. He is a deadly passer and scoring machine. Yeah, he has the full package, man. Everything offensively and defensively, he can do it all for you. What's that on your hand? It's a Band-Aid right here. That's all that it is. I think we need to start building around Marvin and Cade running that pick and roll. We should at least test it out this year, or it's a huge mistake. Yeah, and more games towards the end of the season as we see as we see Marvin get more into form with this Pistons team, get used to playing with our players. I'm sure that we're going to see a lot more pick and roll between Cade Cunningham and Marvin Bagley. And, he's been effective so far in the few times that he has been used, but I would love to see Marvin, get featured more in our current offense. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. I'm about to check really quickly the video that I posted of a review of this game against Boston. Let me see. Wow, that is terrible. That's crazy, man. And that's why I don't typically do that too many post-game reviews. As you can see, at number 9, Cade Cunningham is a scoring machine. That is the worst view video that I dropped out of my last 10 videos. That's why I don't typically, drop too many game reviews anymore like that, because y'all don't tend to watch them, man. But it says, I'd love for the Pistons to somehow bring Sexton here to pair in a backcourt with Cade, especially since Cleveland might move on from him. Yeah, especially since Darius Garland has been taken off recently. Jeremy Grant and Killian for Sexton and Larry in your dream scenario. I'm not really too high on someone like Larry Markkinen, honestly, especially after picking up Marvin Bagley. But Colin Sexton, he is a bucket. He is a natural born scorer. But for that trade specifically, I'm not too high on it, especially because of Larry Markkinen. Jabari Smith, best fit. Yeah, I think he's probably the best fit coming out of the draft. If the Pistons fall to 5, remember the name Shadon Sharp. He is a scoring shooting guard who can score from all 3 levels, definitely. But we're not at this current point in time. We're going best case scenario. We're not falling to number 5. We're going number 1. We're getting well, I don't know who we would get at number 1, but that's the goal right now. We're gonna get the first overall pick again, back to back years. What up though? What's the expectations going into next season? Okay, next season, I don't expect playoffs, obviously, but I do want the team to at least be competitive because right now, if you go look at, well, let me pull it up actually for you guys. Um, Let me see, Pistons, them. Um, oh shoot, I didn't mean to click on the Boston game. Pistons, bam, bam. Okay, of course it's taking forever to load. But the point is that if I just scroll through this list, majority of the time we took L's, okay? What do we have this year? Like 40-something losses at this current point in time. Okay, the Pistons this year have not been good, and a lot of these games haven't been competitive. So next season, what I'm hoping for is at the bare minimum, can we at least have some more, competitive basketball, less games where, I remember there's one time we played the New Orleans Pelicans and we competed for like the first 3 quarters, but then once we came to that fourth quarter, excuse me, once we got to that fourth quarter against the Pelicans, I remember we just got blown out and destroyed by them. And I just want next season for this team to be more improved, get around like at least 30 wins at the bare minimum. Let's just say that 30 wins for the Pistons next year. If we can get that, that's when I'll be happy. Shadon is a beast. I'd get him if we had 5 or 6. Yeah, if we have 5 or 6, but the goal is to get number 1 again, back-to-back years. If they did fire Casey, what's your opinion on trying to hire Mark Jackson? In my opinion, should have got way more credit in Golden State. No, I'm not a fan of Mark Jackson at all. I want him to stay far away from this Pistons team because of the rumors out there. I won't get too much into what happened in Golden State, but if the rumors are true and if he did all of the things that they say that he did in Golden State, I don't want him anywhere near this Pistons team. He is a great head coach, a great basketball mind, but if those rumors are true, the reasons why he got fired from Golden State, I don't want him anywhere near this team. If we take Chet, I'm gonna need him to link up with the guy that bulked up Giannis, or like his personal trainer or something like that. Got to draft a big. Yeah, I agree with you for the most part. I would prefer the Pistons to go big man over another guard. Cade is Casey is bad, man. Should have challenged that Phantom second foul call on Cade early in the first. Then should have switched him off Tatum. Should not be so not to be exploited. Yeah, I do wish that Casey got more into those guys, into the referees. I mean, and challenged them on a lot of their calls. Hardy falling off big time. He will go 20th pick max. I know you are a Houston Rockets fan, and last year, if you guys well, not last year, but this recent draft, you guys picked up a lot of guys, in that range from like 15 to 30. You guys got a lot of sleepers. So I wish the Pistons, if we magically got another pick near, that 15 to 30 range, which is unlikely, but if we somehow did get another pick in that range, I wish we could kind of be like the Houston Rockets and get a sleeper pick like Hardy or something. How many games did you expect the team before the season, and are they getting close to your expectations? Before the season, I expected around 35 wins, and they are nowhere near my expectations at all. And the reason for that is obviously we're young right now, but the lack of a big man has really killed us. And then probably the most thing of all is just the injuries. Kelly Olynyk, he played like 10 games, then was injured for the rest of the season. Jeremy Grant, he played like 15 games, and then he was injured for the rest of the season as well. So this team hasn't lived up to my expectations at all, but I'm still believing in this team. I'm not giving up on them. I wish they would perform better, but it is what it is right now. We're going to get another top pick in the draft. We're going to have around $31 million available in cap spaces free agency. So, yeah. I want Paolo. Okay. They need to trade Grant on draft night to Portland for a top 10 pick. I remember last draft, people were talking about that as well. Not Portland specifically, but they were talking about the Golden State Warriors. They wanted us to trade with them and try to get someone like James Wiseman, who, fun fact, just got sent down to the G League. They wanted either James Wiseman or a trade with what's his name, Poole, before he popped off this season. Yeah, I definitely remember last draft people wanted to do that. So this year I'm expecting to see a lot more rumors come draft time. Should we trade Grant for whatever pick it is? I'm expecting to see that again. I think Sexton would be a great signing this offseason. For sure. What up though? What's up, my guy? No, Miss J. Back on the Sexton point. I wonder how much money he would be willing to come here for if he were to lead the Cleveland Cavaliers, because I think he's a RFA. He has an RFA contract, I believe, with the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. Marvin Bagley should be the starting lineup. Pistons will win more games, period. I don't think so, man. We might win more games if we were in the starting lineup, but I like the way that he's playing right now off the bench. We get to see a good mix of Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes playing with Marvin Bagley. So for me, at least personally, I'm really a big fan of the way that we're currently using him. Next season will be one of the best drafts of all time. I don't know how to pronounce that. Scott Henderson, top 2 picks. Okay, well by then, the Pistons, we shouldn't be necessarily concerned too much about the draft after next season. Next season, 30 to 35 wins will be okay as long as we stay in the lottery for the 23 draft. Just keep adding talent every way possible. If you mean like when you say the lottery, if you mean like around pick, like, I don't know, 13, 14, I guess that's fine. I want my Rockets to go 0-82 next season, bro. The draft is crazy. Way better than the 21 draft. Probably the best draft of the last 2 decades. Really, the best draft of the last 2 decades. Okay, my guy. You're really high on these upcoming prospects in the next draft. When will you start letting people come to the live stream? When would I let people start coming to the live stream? I never really thought about that too much before. It's just people would need to email me first and foremost, because I can't just let random people come onto the stream. I'll have to have like a conversation with them via email, or if you want to DM me on Instagram and talk to me on there, then we could have a conversation and you could come on, because I can't just send a link out in the chat and just let random people come on here. They could say and do crazy stuff on here. Where the heck is Livers? Waste of pick. Isaiah Livers right now, he just got called back up to the main roster, and I don't know when we'll see him play, but he should be back to play for the Pistons main roster really soon. And you said waste of a pick. He's been hurt. Not hurt, but he's been recovering, from surgery right now. So I wouldn't say he's a waste of a pick. We chilling with that next pick. I want us to get Jalen Duren with that pick. And what happened to Luka Garza? You were very high on him. Is he doing good? Right now, Luka Garza, he's been bounced back from like main roster to G League, and when he's been on the main roster, he's been getting in during garbage time and hasn't been doing much. But when he has been in the G League, he usually gets around like 20 points, bare minimum for the most part. So I've been very pleased with Luka Garza for the most part this season. Fun fact: worst team in the NBA is guaranteed a top 7 pick, while the worst team is guaranteed a top 5 pick. Wait, what? Worst team in the NBA is guaranteed a top 7 pick, while the worst team is guaranteed a top 5 pick. I don't know what that means. You kind of confuse me, man. Pistons are close. If we slam and dunk the draft and can package Olynyk and Joseph for some picks and a solid free agent, 3, 4, or 5, depending on who we draft, will be tough. Will be a tough out. That Bagley trade was huge. Yeah, man, you're speaking facts there, bro. Definitely. Love my Pistons, but we've been streaming for 43 minutes now. It doesn't even feel like that, but I'm about to get up out of here. I will see you guys in my next video. Please go watch my recent one that I dropped on the Pistons versus the Celtics post-game thoughts. Well, not post-game thoughts. It's titled Cade Cunningham is a scoring machine, Pistons versus Celtics review. So please, after you guys leave this live stream, go watch that video and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 5K subscribers if you're new here. So that's basically everything, man. Peace.